Hey y'all, welcome back to Pomades and Pompadours. I'm your host Danny, and as we're entering the last half week of summer, I'd like to review a pretty summery pomade, and I have here Suavecito Hybrid Pomade. Now this one is meant to bridge the gap between a traditional orthodox gel type water-based pomade and an oil-based pomade, because this is sort of a gel type pomade, but it does contain some petroleum jelly and some beeswax. So it ultimately looks like really a hybrid between a gel and a waxier type of pomade. And right off the bat, the smell doesn't really hit you as it does with the traditional Suavecito pomades, because the classic gel types you get from Suavecito, we all know what that smells like if you've been in a pomade game long enough, or if you used Suavecito before, that signature cheap cologne type of scent. But this one doesn't smell like that at all. It's it's almost not present. It's not a strong scent at all, unlike the other Suavecito pomades. And it's slightly citrusy, but you barely get any of it. So if you don't really like the scent of Suavecito, then this is more or less something that's up your alley. And scooping it out, I'm just going to show the consistency here. It feels like you're scooping out more of a gel type pomade, but with just a bit more density to it that comes from the wax. And breaking it down also is really easy too. Again, it feels like a slightly more sticky and denser gel type pomade here. And I'm just going to go apply to hair. And there is hardly any resistance at all, no tug and pull. Just feels like, well, it doesn't feel like nothing. It feels like there is something you're putting to your hair, but especially the damp hair, which is what you should do. Just lightly damp hair. It just goes in really easy. I'm going to put another finger scoop of that stuff. That's pretty conservative up front. And yeah, I'll just apply some more of it. So as you break it down, sometimes you get more of that scent, but this one, you don't really get any of that, any additional scent that hits you in your nose. And you begin to see a bit of shine there, sort of like a medium type of shine, nothing too crazy. And that shine, as with any other water-based pomade, it will um, diminish a little. You will get a touchless sheen throughout the day, but only as the pomade itself dries. It's on damp hair right now, so as my hair dries, I'll get a touchless sheen. But after that, it's sort of like a low to medium shine that kind of stays with you for the rest of the day. It looks more like that slightly whited out sheen and not a plasticky sort of shine at all you would get from other gel type water based pomades. Now I'll just go ahead and slick it back, which again feels almost like nothing, but you definitely feel something in your hair. But there's no crazy resistance whatsoever with damp hair. It should be really easy to slick back. You don't really feel so much of the controllability, but it is there. And I'm just going to go ahead and form the part in my hair. So you'd see you'd have this sort of controllability in your hair. That's definitely provided by the wax content that is present in this pomade. But you don't get sort of that. You don't have to work as quickly as you do with other traditional orthodox water-based pomades, because with those, as long as you have damp hair, you need to work with your hair a little more quickly, because it can dry out. But with this one, you get a little more time to work with your hair and just keep rebuilding your pump if you're not satisfied with it, as I always do. So you feel less, there is some good enough controllability for your hair, but it doesn't feel as crazy as it would with more wax heavier products, with oil-based products. It doesn't really feel like you're combing an oil-based product in your hair, but at the same time, it definitely does not feel like you're coming through a gel type water based pomade either, where it's a little more restrictive and it dries out more. And you can see that I built my pump, caught the comb, I built the pump really fast here. It's sort of like an almost invisible type controllability where you don't really feel it so much, but you know it is there. And there's good enough controllability in order to style your hair into a shape that you want, but nothing really super excessive. So Suavecito's gel types are notorious, and with most traditional gel types too, for giving a shape to your palm that is super flat, super blocky, and you can't really get so much of a good shape to your pompadour with this. But you can see from the side of my hair that I have a well-rounded and aerodynamic palm the way I like it. I just kind of like it bulging out of my forehead usually, like your pomp is happy to see you. That's how I like my pompadours, just round, not pointy. There's a missile joke in there somewhere. Have you seen the movie The Dictator? But anyway, here's a quick 360 of my hair right now. Just a couple of tweaks here, patting it down, and yeah, you can see that I've achieved some volume. There's some nice forwardness, a bit of sheen, and everything more or less looks aerodynamic. And I'll just fix a ducktail that never really goes super well at the start for me. So I'll just comb my ducktail and show y'all what it looks like on camera with this pomade. And there's a ducktail. I just have to rework this a little bit. And as with most other gel types, you feel less of the hold once you're doing the initial styling with damp hair. But as it dries, your hair dries, it will firm up a bit. That's inevitable with any gel type pomade. I mean, this is not, of course, a true gel type, but it has that extent of those properties you'd find in a gel type pomade, but of course, all counteracted by the presence of oils, petroleum jelly, and waxes in the pomade. So this is sort of an unorthodox water-based pomade, but still with the gel type properties, except when it firms up, it doesn't firm up as bad as it would with most other gel type pomades. So yeah, it will firm up just a little bit, but it's still enough to rework on your hair throughout the day. It gives you a medium hold that's very, very similar to the classic Suavecito pomade, or something like the original Layrite Deluxe pomade. So if you're happy with that kind of hold, but you don't really like the firming up and how dry your hair is, I would say this is a really good happy medium in between. But if you're looking for something with more of an oil-based type property, I suggest you look elsewhere. Otherwise, this is a really good start, because most other unorthodox water-based pomades are the type where they're more or less waxes, right? Kind of similar to oil-based pomades, except instead of having gel type ingredients, they contain more emulsifiers to aid in the washout. But this one has gel ingredients with some of that oil ingredients, so it's more or less a true hybrid compared to other unorthodox water-based pomades, at the sacrifice of being a lot less similar to oil-based pomades as other unorthodox water-based pomades are. But just, yeah, with a lot of much easier washability. It's not to say that traditional unorthodox pomades are not washable, which they usually are within one wash shampoo. But if you don't use any shampoo to wash this out of your hair, the Suavecito Hybrid pomade, you would get most of it out compared to other UWBs, unorthodox water-based pomades. But with one round of shampoo, it's guaranteed you'll get all of it out for sure. Um, So yeah, final conclusion is that this is actually a decent product. It's one of my more favorite products off the Suavecito line, and I'm quite pleased with this product. It's sort of like a good pomade that you use to transition between summer and into fall, which is exactly the sort of time of the year that we're entering at the moment. It is unlike your traditional gel type pomade where it hardens up too much, loses too much of the shine. You can still recomb your hair and not lose too much hold in the process because that can happen. And also not like your other unorthodox water-based pomades either, where they're just washable waxes. This is sort of like a gel and wax true hybrid in a similar vein to if you've used any of these products before. Quite similar in vibe to Murray's Edge Wax, which is one of the better budget hybrid pomades for the money and performs really well for what you pay for. I've reviewed this more than half a decade ago on this channel, and also Prospector's Diamond, which I hadn't reviewed, but will revisit in the future. So these are two similar products that are give you a similar feel to the Suavecito Hybrid Pomade, except say that the beeswax, the Murray's Edge Wax gives you a slightly more firm hold compared to this one, and so does the Prospector's Diamond, except that I would say the most hold you get out of these three pomades are the Edge Wax, and then the Prospectors and the Suavecito are more or less quite similar, except I've noticed that there's a bit more shine with the Prospectors if you used that before. And there's just a smidge more hold with Prospectors also. So I'd say in terms of hold, these lie more in the medium going on to firm, but the Suavecito Hybrid it feels more like a true medium. And overall, I'm quite satisfied with this product. It performs exactly as it's advertised, a medium type of hold, designed to replace the original Suavecito, just minus the firming up and dryness, of course, if you don't like that. And if you enjoyed this review and learned quite a little bit from it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to this channel, and click on the bell icon so you never miss a single upload. And I'll see you next time on Pomades and Pompadours.